Hello everyone. So my topic for presentation is correlation coefficient test. So if we talk about correlation analysis, as the word correlation suggests, the relation between two different variables, and by correlation we what we do, we analyze the association between the two variables. So if we take an example, like here it suggests weight is correlated with height. So if we increase one variable and if other variable is also affected by the one, so they both are correlated with each other. Similarly, here in example, here we have two different factors, two different variables. Like suppose A is the weight of an individual and B is the height of an individual. If we increase the weight of an individual and if height also increases, then weight and height, two different factors, are increasing simultaneously, then we will say that these both are positively correlated with each other. If on increasing the attribute of A increases with the increase in the values of attribute of B, that means here they are showing positive correlation. And suppose if one attribute is increased and other is getting decreased, so this will show negative correlation. And if both these factors are not related with each other at all, then there would be zero correlation. As it says, when the values of attribute A varies at random and B and vice versa. That means there is no consecutive relation between the two attributes. That means there is zero correlation. So here in this slide, they are showing the relation between two different attributes. First is the hours of study and second is the exam score. And here we have mentioned these values in a graphical form. So the graph is showing somewhat like this. It is increasing. And if we see in another example, like do you find any correlation between x and y as shown in the table? X, here in x, these are the values of number of CDs sold in shop X, and in Y axis there are number of cigarettes sold in Y. So here we have placed these values, and here we are trying to find the correlation between two different attributes. So the number of CDs sold in shop X is placed on the x-axis and number of cigarettes sold in Y is placed in the y-axis. And here we have taken these values and plotted these values in the graph. So we get this graph. This is showing the correlation between these two attributes. And here a note is mentioned, like in data analytics, correlation analysis will only make sense when relationship makes sense. If there will be any kind of relationship between the two attributes, then only correlation analysis is valid and is possible. There should be a cause-effective relationship between the two attributes. And here in this slide, they have mentioned various different graphs for all the three correlation analysis. First is the positive correlation, which shows the increasing straight line graph. Second is the negative correlation, which depicts the negative graph, which is from upward to downward in a straight line. And as I told about the zero correlation, there is no relationship between two attributes. So the graph is also a scattered kind of graph, and there is no straight line observed in zero correlation. Now if we talk about the correlation coefficient basics, so it is basically the measure of the degree of association, and it is usually denoted by the letter R, and the values of R lies between +1 to -1, +1 to -1. If the values are positive, if there is positive correlation, then we would say the value of correlation coefficient R is +1. And if the correlation coefficient is negative, so it is said to be as -1. And if there is no correlation coefficient, that is zero correlation coefficient, then the value for R will be 0. Here they have mentioned the same points. Positive values of R indicate positive correlation between two variables, whereas negative values of R indicate negative correlation. R equal +1 implies perfect positive correlation. The R value near to +1 or -1 indicates high degree of correlation between the two variables. Whether the value is +1 or -1, they both are indicating high degree of correlation. Similarly, if there is zero value of R, then this is implying no correlation, that is zero correlation coefficient. In this slide, they have again mentioned some of the graphs which are depicting the values for high positive correlation, low positive correlation, high negative correlation, and low negative correlation. If the graph is depicting somewhat a straight line in the positive direction from downwards to upwards, that means it is showing high positive correlation. If the plotted points are somewhat scattered, not exactly in a straight line, then it will depict low positive correlation. Similarly, if the values from upward to downwards, the decreasing graph, is in a straight line, then it is showing high negative correlation. And if the values are somewhat scattered, so it is showing low negative correlation. Here in this graphical representation, they have mentioned the same of the previous slide, like if the straight line is observed, then R is said to be +1. R is the correlation coefficient. If R is -1, then the graph will be shown like this. If R equals 0, that means there is no correlation, so it is showing zero correlation. That means the values are scattered. Now comes the Pearson correlation coefficient. So Karl Pearson correlation coefficient. This is also called as Pearson's product moment correlation. And so let us consider two attributes x and y. Basically, this Karl Pearson correlation coefficient is a method for calculating correlation coefficient. It is a type of correlation coefficient, and there we have a formula for calculating the same. So what is the formula? Let's look at it. R equals sigma xi minus x bar yi minus y bar upon standard deviation of x into standard deviation of y. So by putting the values of all the variables in this formula, we are going to get the value of correlation coefficient. Xi is the value of x variable, x bar is the mean of x, yi is the value of y variable, y bar is the mean of y, and n is the number of pairs of observation of x and y, and standard deviation of x into standard deviation of y is under this. Okay. So by a different example, we are going to understand more about Karl Pearson correlation coefficient. So, correlation of gestational age and birth weight. Here we are considering these two different attributes. So, the case study says a small study is conducted involving 17 infants to investigate the association between gestational age at birth, measured in weeks, and birth weight measured in grams. So this is the study which has been conducted, and these are the values. Now we are going to find the correlation coefficient between these two attributes. So if we wish to estimate the association between the gestational age and infant's birth weight, so we have to do it in this way. In this example, birth weight is the dependent variable. As we all know, weight is a dependent variable and it depends on certain factors. While age is an independent variable, it does not depend on any factor, it will grow accordingly on its own without being dependent on any other external or internal factors. So thus y equal birth weight, we are going to place the values of birth weight on y-axis. That means the values of dependent variable on the y-axis, and x is the gestational age, that is the independent variable. We are going to place the values at x-axis. So the data are displayed in a scatter diagram in the figure below. This is what we get by placing all the values. Now comes the correlation. Now we are going to find the values by calculating the correlation coefficient by putting the values in the Karl-Pearson formula. So as we all know the formula, firstly we are going to calculate the mean value of x and y variables by putting the values. We got these values, and s square is the sigma value. Like, we are going to put these values in this formula, and finally by applying all these values in the final formula, that is r equals sigma xi minus x bar, which is the mean value of x variable, yi minus y bar, upon sx into sy. Sx into sy is nothing but the standard deviation. We have calculated all these values individually, and now we are going to place this value in the final formula. And by placing the values, we got the final correlation coefficient, that is of 0.82. By this we can conclude that the sample's correlation coefficient indicate a strong positive correlation between gestational age and birth weight. As we know, if the values are near +1, so they indicate a strong positive correlation. So now we are going to see whether the calculated value of Karl-Pearson coefficient, which we have calculated in the previous slide, is significant or not. So for confirming that, we are going to perform a different test, that is known as significance test. As it says, to test whether the association is merely apparent and might have arisen by chance, use the t-test in the following calculation. So now we are going to use the significance test by using a different formula, that is t equal r under root n minus 2 upon 1 minus r square. Here r is the Karl-Pearson correlation coefficient and n is the number of observations. So the number of pair of observation were 70. So by putting the values of r and n in the similar formula, we are going to get the value for the significance test, that is 1.44. By this we can conclude that the the significance is positive, and the calculated value which we have calculated for the Karl-Pearson coefficient, that is showing positive correlation. Here it says, consulting the t-test table at degree of freedom 15 and for alpha equal 0.05, we find that t equal 1.753. By this, we can conclude that the value of Pearson correlation coefficient in this case may be regarded as highly significant. So that's all for the Karl Pearson correlation coefficient.